Hi, welcome to the channel. Alright, today I want to talk about Dezz's video. Um, I think it's important that we take into consideration the effects of AI, the broader effects of AI being implemented this soon, and the rapid acceleration of it into companies. Okay, because I feel like there is job losses that are about to happen. That is about to happen rapidly, and a lot of us are not aware because of our initial excitement of having an AI assistant or having AI help us in our current roles. All right. So I think Dezz's video is important for us to know, and I want to go over it with you guys so we can see the broader implications of AI being rolled out at this pace. All right. Let's begin.
Hi everyone, I hope you are all doing great on this Sunday afternoon. I know this might be an inconvenient time, but this is the only time I have to come to you as the public live to speak about this very important topic. And there's a very definitive switch that has taken place with regards to the entire narrative, with regards to artificial intelligence, humanoid robots, and how AI is going to improve our future, solve medical problems, cure cancer, and all sorts of other things.
That is what I'm caught up on, and I've been caught up on it for a while because of the usefulness that I see about it. But I haven't considered the other side of the coin. I haven't considered it, and I'm grateful for this video because it opens my eyes to see that it's not all good in the hood, okay? It's not all good in this AI hood, all right?
Even stop us from aging and bring what some people in the tech industry call immortality, whatever that might mean to them. And the one thing that
The way to preserve immortality is that basically preserving your memories and preserving your consciousness, not necessarily preserving you. Okay, although there are technology that there is technology available like cryo freezing and those kinds of things, but obviously it's still in the testing phase. I don't even know the legality about that.
you need to realize is that even when I thought that there might have been some form of benevolence from some of these tech billionaires, it is
There's an over reliance and overestimation of the intentions and objectives of these billionaires. All right. Benevolence is not something that may exist for them. Okay. You can always rely on human nature to be inherently selfish, especially people with that kind of wealth and power. They will be inherently selfish.
clear that we are being replaced. And, I've spoken about this during my double O days meetings in 2020, 2021, when I traveled across the countries and spoke to tens of thousands of people about plans to remove humans from the planet. Now, it might seem far fetched.
That is a bold statement and a very scary one, and it's not something that it's not part of our everyday conversation. Let's just put it like that. Because it brings fear, it brings all kinds of things that we just don't want to deal with. Okay.
Even seemed far fetched to me. But these plans were clear, they were meticulous, and very wealthy people and people that control wealth, people that control the monetary system, people that control banks, had these plans. My father spoke about this meticulously because he was physically in meetings where he heard these people speak, when all he wanted to do was bring a rotary motor onto the market that would revolutionize travel in many different ways. So
That's cool. That's cool.
when I was read in on these plans to replace humans on the planet. And when I was told about the COVID-19 pandemic in 2004, in meticulous detail, how it would play out in South Africa, what would happen around the world. When it happened, I was shocked. I didn't think it was possible for the world to be locked down, the way my father told me in 2004. He said meticulously how it was going to take place, that we'll all be locked down, and that our resolve will be tested. Well, our resolve is being tested again. Because at the moment, people
Let me just say that I don't think the world has recovered. I don't think people have recovered since that time, right? 5 years ago. I don't think people have recovered. I feel like there's been some effort for adjustment because of the new rules that have been regulated, have been introduced. So work from home is a thing now. And a lot of business have not been resilient in that regard. And obviously, it's no fault of their own. At the same time, there hasn't been a massive transformation to offset the consequences that have happened since that time.
are living a life that is devoid of the reality around them. People do not understand the level to which tech billionaires and the governments that run the countries that they are in, wherever you are in the world, whether you're in Europe, in the Americas, within Africa, in the Asian continent, in Russia, it doesn't matter where you are, they are tech billionaires planning to replace you. And you need to understand why this is happening. And there's this big discussion happening online on many social media platforms, many social media influencers that just speak about what they think might happen. I'm going to tell you that the plans of the Committee of 300 is being implemented directly. And I was hoping that my father would be wrong on this because he sat in their meetings for an entire week, spoke to them, engaged with the people in the committee, and the plan to reduce the population of the earth to a population size that could be fitted into new smart cities where plumbers, electricians, and all these people aren't needed because it would be a modular design. That plan is in full swing. So the first thing you need
Like rats in a cage.
to understand is when you think that, they can't build a robot that can crawl underneath a house and sort out a pipe. It won't be necessary in future. AI will remove the problem. In other words, just not care about a house or helping a human to maintain that house. Unless a company programs AI to run a robot to do that for them and they actually generate income. Why do we know that humans are being replaced? At the moment, there's about $1 trillion worth being spent on AI data centers, investment, when these companies are making.
Are we not experiencing a current crisis with AI data centers? Are we not experiencing a current crisis with the data storage units, the data centers, and the development of those things in certain countries? Are we not experiencing a crisis with that?
About a quarter of that out of the income from AI at the moment. So this means that we that consume AI right now is funding the very companies that will produce the artificial intelligence, will produce the robots that will replace us. We are funding it. And you need to understand the sacrificial model and how beautiful.
The funding issue, I feel like the AI companies now, things that used to be free are not free anymore. Like using Grok. On Grok, we used to be able to use all of the features. Now you only use one feature and the rest is paid. So they paywalled it severely because they are trying to draw in profits for their company. Okay.
This was planned out. And
They are
it's actually
squeezing the
sickening to
consumer.
think that it's working because we will make it happen. And I've told people this many times before how these tech companies are just looking at replacing humans within companies. It's that simple. And once that happens, the whole job market concept falls flat. Now, a lot of people will say, but without humans, there's no consumption. These tech billionaires do not care about your consumption. This is not about money. This is about controlling the planet and the planet's future and the future of the humanity that they will protect and want to take further. So, the concept of a job.
That is elitism. That is elitism. That's not compassion. That's not humanity. That is not humanity. That is elitism.
A lot of people think you have a right to a job. No, you do not have a right to a job. No one has ever had a right to a job. You have a right to work. You do not have a right to a job. There is no government in the world that can guarantee you the right to have a job. And the job trap is the thing that will be the undoing of the human race. And this is why on this channel we have promoted self-reliance, being independent of government and corporate control. What is the best way you can do that? Is to become self-reliant with regards to all 5 things you need to survive. And this is going to become a mainstay.
This is incredibly informative, and obviously, I agree. I agree. But the issue is, it's not so easy to be self reliant. It takes years to be self reliant and independent of, of the system. Okay, it takes years for that to happen.
Future. I will be talking about this a lot. On Wednesday, I'll be talking in detail to the interactive members on this channel when we do our Zoom about this. And
Yo, join the membership. Join the membership. It's worth it. We're getting like so much of information and so much of value um in terms of what we need to know and how we can be independent of these systems, right? Where I'm from, the youth unemployment is out of control. The unemployment rate itself is excessively high. So even if you are job hunting and you cannot find a job, we should be tuning in so we can support ourselves in some way outside of this job thing and outside of the system, right?
it's going to be a massive step change because people need to understand that we are in a rapid changing environment. People still think that they are okay. Just understand the new world being created with its new cities, with its new government seats, with its new government structures around the world. I dealt with that just very recently with the members on the channel with regards to in our interactive with regards to Egypt. They are literally building a whole new Cairo, an entire new city,
I
a
had no
smart
idea.
city where everyone can be monitored, tracked, and traced and controlled. And the first thing that was implemented in that smart city system was the digital backbone. All the fiber networks, all the cameras, all the microphones, everything that can monitor, track, and trace your every move. And in that society, in future, as it progresses, you'll be able to get robots to build the future houses, to build the future smart cities. You won't have robots that have to fix complex wiring issues because some idiot wired something.
I've been encouraging people to get into the trades and learn a trade because it's largely unaffected by AI. Yep, yep. I think you'll be okay for the next like 5 years learning a trade. Um, yeah.
Wrong in your ceiling back in the day. No, those houses, those cities, those empires that we have built will be left to rot. And new smart city systems will be built separate to the current metros that we have. And within those smart cities, the elites, the elect will stay behind. And you need to understand that this is a plan that is being implemented. There's a lot that can be done to stop this and make sure that humanity survives. and that humanity opposes these plans of the tech billionaires. But you need to know that the governments around the world is giving free rein to tech billionaires to do what they want right now. With regards to
Grease some
artificial
palms.
intelligence and the proliferation of the building of robots that can replace us. And there are many different forms. The progress is exponential. And I'm not saying that technology is bad, especially if it's used as a tool, but we are playing with something completely different right now. The biggest threat is not AI or a robot. It is the people creating them, creating the robots, creating the AI.
People are always going to be pursuing their own agenda for their own motivations and for their own selfish gain. I love AI as a tool. I always talk about it. I always talk about what it can do because it fascinates me. And the way jobs are being transformed is also fascinating to me, though it's scary and though it's heartbreaking that a lot of people are losing their jobs. It's something that the world has never seen before, and it should be studied in more detail. It should be studied in more detail, and I would like to look into it more. But for now, what he's saying here is absolutely true. It is people. It is the people. You cannot rely on the people in charge to have benevolence and look out for us, the regulars. Okay.
Creating the AI. It's the people that's the problem because they want ultimate power. Why did Elon Musk jump into this tech race to create the first sentient artificial intelligence, whatever that might mean? For one simple reason. He knew that China wouldn't stop. He believed that China will pursue it irrespective of what the rest of the world did. And when he returned from China, he first tried to fight what was happening, and then he decided that he needs to join in because it's either going to be them or him. And this fight is to the last man. In other words, there will be a first person that achieves this, and that person will control the planet. You need to understand that properly. That this is not about money. Money will cease to exist. Governments will cease to exist in these plans. There will be no more government. There will be no more parliament. There will be no more Senate or House or any of these things. Because what they believe is the highest intelligence will run the planet. It's that simple. If they can achieve what they believe or claim to be artificial general intelligence, whether it already exists or not is irrelevant. When they tell the world that they've achieved this, they believe that artificial superintelligence will follow and that immortality will follow soon afterwards. And what
Let's leave it there for now. Okay, you can watch the full video on his channel. I'll leave the link in the description box. I think that's a bit too much of information and a bit too much of truth for today. All right, I'll leave the link. Check it out. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. Let's have a discussion. What do you think? What do you think? Do you believe it? Is AI a hoax?